Hello and welcome back guys to the lower tier Watchout, the series I tell you mons that you probably forgot about and how to implement them into your draft team. Like, comment and subscribe so you don't miss any new episodes, and let's jump right into it. Today we will look into a beast, raw powered and neglect the king of draft Pokemon. Gods fear him, children love him. It's no one else than Walrein. And I will try to find an answer to the question why Walrein is a tier 5 Pokemon and when should you pick Walrein in your draft team. First of all, Walrein is an Ice Water type Pokemon with a base total stat of 530. It's higher than a lot of mons I already mentioned and a lot higher than even higher tiers, but even so Walrein has a nice stat diversity and can be built very versatile. The problem with Walrein is mediocre speed of 65. 65 isn't too bad, but it's definitely no competition for most of the faster mons. But Walrein is a fat, hard-hitting fella. 110 HP, 80 attack, 90 defense, 95 special attack and 90 special defense make him survive a lot of moves while also hitting back hard enough to kill after chip. Its abilities are Thick Fat, Oblivious and Ice Body. With Thick Fat, Walrein gets to be the only Pokemon besides Dugong to get an 8 times ice resist against ice types, while also resisting the fire type now. Oblivious helps Walrein against Intimidate and Taunt, and Ice Body only stat useful if you're crazy enough to go for a Hail team. 1/16th of the HP is often not even worth running it. But you obviously also have to answer why Walrein is such a low tier pick. And the problem that Walrein has is its typing. It's the typical curse of the ice typing. Very strong offensive power, but very low defensive reliability. Slow defensive ice types get hit hard, can't switch into a lot of attacks, and often lack recovery. As well being weak to Stealth Rock and not even gaining a defensive boost in Hail like Steel Ground and Rock type do in Sand. Ice types also struggle with reliable type coverage. With Thick Fat, Walrein only resists Water, Ice and Fire types. Take Thick Fat away and Fire hits neutral. And it's weak to Grass, Ground, Electric and Fighting type moves. So we have our typical Wall Switch weak mon here again. Ice types need to be fast and hit hard. Most famous examples Weavile. Walrein is slow, has to take in a lot of attacks, and has no good recovery and can't resist a lot of attacks. It can't switch into a lot of stuff either, and it gets easily chipped down by rocks and even some weaker attacks. But besides that, what makes Walrein so special? And let me say this, Walrein doesn't care about your general stuff about what is good and what is not. Walrein is weak against Grass, Electric and Ground types. Who even cares? Ice attacks threaten Ground and Grass types, and Electric types die to your Earthquake. Fighting types still hurt though. But what makes Walrein even more special is its need to use it 8 times ice resist against ice Pokemon. You can pick up a lot of ice weak mons and Walrein will take care of them. And you may be thinking now, but Phil, great, Walrein can tank the ice mons, but can't kill them. And that's where you're wrong, kiddo. Gen 8 gave the blessings of body press for Walrein. With a 90 base defense stat, Walrein threatens to kill every Icemon out there that's name isn't Frostless. This works even better in leagues where HP isn't allowed, so opponents either have to dedicate a mon that brings Ice Beam or draft an Ice type. In both situations, they have to prep for Walrein being there just standing in front of them and doing work for his own team. Beside body press, Walrein also got these moves: Hydro Pump, Heavy Slam, Icicle Spear, Liquidation and Sword Stance. With the new moves Walrein has obtained, it got a lot more versatile than you might think. So I prepared some sets and will show you how good they make work in real games. I have put a lot of thought into the sets and I will show you more in-depth details of the sets instead of focusing on showing gameplay. Also, Walrein lacks reliable recovery, so leftovers or some kind of berry is the go-to item for Walrein, but feel free to experiment with that. First of all, I want to talk about the physical setup Walrein. This works best if you switch into an Icemon and start cursing, if he has a strong physical attacker. If you don't have a strong physical attacker and instead have an electric type that hits hard, yawn instead. They either have to switch again or take the sleep on their mon. Feel free to change Yawn to rest if they don't have any special attackers. Oblivious is the best choice so you won't get taunted, and the full HP, full defense EVs are there to get the max damage out of body press. The second set is probably the most reliable and can be brought probably every week. Yawn is the only move that brings some momentum from Walrein. The Super Fang also chips your opponent crazy hard. Roar is there to get chip on mons that switch into Walrein. Walrein can just roar and they get another stack of hazard damage. Or you can just use roar if a mon wants to set up right in front of you. Surf is there for damage, which can be changed for Ice Beam, but you can also go for Icy Wind for the all around support mon. You definitely have to go Oblivious here because getting taunted would be the death of this Pokemon set. The defensive EV on this Pokemon obviously has to be adjusted to the opponent, the plan you want Walrein to fulfill that game. We now have the anti-ice Walrein, obviously with the thick fail ability. With body press, it's also finally be able to threaten fellow ice types. Toxic can be used for reads, rest and sleep talk are also very nice to way to counter some toxic shenanigans, and staying healthy while your opponent suffers from toxic. HP investment is very good here and you might as well want to EV into the set your opponent's ice types will attack in. The next set is oddly specific, but works wonders if you have set rep support. Walrein got Sword Stance in Gen 8 and can finally make good use of the nice physical coverage it always wanted. This Walrein is the most aggressive one out here since we don't have any bulk investment and you obviously need to speed creep accordingly against your opponent if you want some HP investment too. Icicle Spear kills the ground and grass mons you are weak to. Earthquake takes care of the electric types. Just be careful against fighting types since a lot of them can easily one-shot you since you don't have any defensive investment. Oblivious is your way to go here so you can't get taunted and can set up with Sword Stance, and Intimidate doesn't work against you too. The maximum regeneration build is the most passive here. I highly recommend not using it. Your opponent will set up on you and most probably begins to sweep with it. I only included it here because I thought it was funny, and maybe it works if your opponent is planning on chip you down and then clean. I highly recommend using another set. Please, for the love of God, don't use the set. It's just more of a meme. And finally, for the last set I prepared, we have our Choice Specs Bulky Walrein. Walrein has a higher special attack than his attack stat, and that's what we wanna use with that. We wanna have webs up with that thing too, but that set also works with strong momentum. So you can create a sort of momentum for Walrein to really send out a strong attack. Hydro Pump and Blizzard hit hard but are not very accurate. You can easily change them for Surf and Ice Beam if you want to. Signal Beam is just there for some coverage, and Hidden Power Psychic takes care of the annoying fighting types you couldn't check before. So after hearing all this, I'm finally gonna answer the question: when should you draft Walrein? And my first answer would be if you draft Lando T. Lando T is a strong Pokemon with U-turn that is almost likely being faster or can create momentum for your team. Scarf Lando can easily U-turn into Walrein that then proceeds to do work no matter what set you choose. Yawn or an attack always create momentum for you. It's also a great addition to Gliscor. Walrein doesn't appreciate ground attacks, fighting types, electric types and poison. Everything can easily be handled by Gliscor. In general, Walrein suits your team if any kind of core Pokemon on your team suffers from ice type attacks. Walrein eats these for days. It can create momentum with Yawn, bring your opponent in situations where you have to make a read on how to handle the situation. And reads are dangerous. If you instead want to focus on Walrein doing work, I recommend a team that create an environment to help Walrein sweep. Quick Room and Webs, even Tailwind, can be a huge opener that makes Walrein a happy little walrus. If you still don't believe me, try to calc some stuff on the Pokemon damage calculator, and you will be surprised what attacks Walrein will tank. And if you succeeded to make Walrein a reliable part of your draft, then people will start prep for it, will make over predictions, and that will give you room for the rest of your mods. I hope I helped you seeing why Walrein is worth being picked up in the draft. Like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.